All right, guys, quick video on Bitcoin. I just wanted to point something out. I brought this up before. You can see my notes up here. If we do end up with the head and shoulders, we have to pay very close attention to 30,000 level. I'm talking about this purple zone right here. Be watching this purple zone between 49 and 53,000. We could see the real shoulder building on this, not only a double top, which you see kind of going on here, but a head and shoulders, not good. I didn't quite build the shoulder like I thought. I thought I'd get out a little further and then it would fall down if it happened, right? Otherwise, we're looking to break that zone, and we just never did. We came up, we hit this zone, and it was a short shoulder. It just fell down. Right now, I'm watching this as a main support zone. You got quite a bit through this area, but these yellow areas, I think, are kind of the buying opportunities. Now, of course, it's not fun to buy when it's actually heading down into here, but you never know if that's truly going to happen. You're looking at different things to try to see what your probabilities are. So, looking real quick at this, we can see there's a decent amount of support in this area. So this to me is a buy zone anywhere from what do we got here? What is this? About 30,000 into the 28,000 or so. You can see we're lining up with this as well, lining up here. So I would say that's probably the first buy zone I'd be watching. The next one, there's not a lot of support here, but there's something here. I think this would happen if I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong right now with the Fed talking about tightening. Are they actually going to do it? Are they jawboning, trying to get the market to do it itself? We don't know yet. Seems like they usually pivot at some point, but how much damage could they do between then? We don't know. The Ukraine situation and Russia, we have that going on too. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So who knows? But I'd be looking at these technical areas of support to try to start building a potential trading area. If all hell broke loose, I would say somewhere in this zone is the ultimate. I mean, this would be like a dream come true zone right here for anybody who has some dry powder left by then. This would be an amazing buying opportunity. So these are the main zones you'd want to be watching. I'm betting we're going to be here pretty soon. If we zoom in on this chart, we kind of see what happens. We had the shoulder start to build here, sold off, and then what we do? We had some green candles sell off. I think we're about to roll over right here as well. We'll have to see by around the 2nd, maybe February 2nd. Before then, maybe we'll make that other round down here. We'll have some sellers come in hard and push us down to this zone. But this, I think, is fairly promising. Again, Bitcoin's starting to correlate a lot more with the stock market, which isn't supposed to be the idea, but it's psychology. This is how these markets work. Looking at the RSI here, it looks like this is a great buy-in zone. You know, when you zoom out here, you can see a lot of these. Let's crush this a little bit. Every time we get into this zone, usually it's a decent buying opportunity. It's not 100%, right, when it comes to blowing up through here because, you know, if you just followed this and you sold here, you missed out on all of this, right? So you kind of have to mix it with different indicators. But we can see getting down into this zone, usually it pays off. So we'll see what happens. I would think our little yellow line here, if it broke down into this zone, I'd really be curious what's going to happen. You can draw some lines here. You see your zone here. Let's go see what happened in this area. I mean, same type of thing, right? Now, you notice this is leading this, right? So as we're rounding this top, your strength is dying in the market. So that was a sign right there of, hey, this doesn't look well. Although, you know, this is a rounding top right here anyway. You see this start to happening, you're definitely losing some momentum. This was also pointing to that direction. You couldn't really get a head and shoulders out of this shape, but this was typical before Wyckoff distribution. And this is just a whole different thing. We didn't know what was happening here. Wasn't going to be a head and shoulders. We weren't sure. But sure enough, that's what happened. I think we'll probably have decent support here, but we really need to watch this. If we blow through this zone, I'm telling you, we're definitely heading down to that 20,000. So Let's see, this might be a great trade. I'm set up in some other cryptos right now. I got some great buy orders sitting there on Ethereum and Cardano and Algo. I think there'll be some good swings there, so I'll be watching those. But I'll post a little bit more on Bitcoin just because I know a lot of people out there are trading it. I think this would be a good zone, and this would be a good zone, and this is our all hell breaks loose zone. So we're gonna have to see what happens with the S&P 500. The Russell 2000 looks like it's croaking right now. Do I even have them on here? I think I do. Let me see. Go look at the S&P real quick. Actually, still broke our channel. Made a post earlier about it. I don't know if this is going to hold. I listened to some other people earlier. They're talking about seeing maybe a little more downside before this thing just explodes higher and then has a potential, I don't know, up to like 80% drop or something. I don't know that that's going to happen. We'll have to see. I don't like to play the market like that because I don't think anybody really knows. We're just trying to put together economic situations that are going on, what's going on in the news, what are our technical indicators, and just making the best calculated decision we can make. And of course, you have your long-term guys that are saying, "Hey, well, if you just held on here, then you did great too." And that's true, but there's always a part of your portfolio you can use for trading. If you got $1 million sitting around, maybe you're trading 200,000 of that, and the rest of it just sat in here and you had incredible gains and you were accumulating as you had these great trades. So, a lot of different ways to work on it. We're getting up to about 8 minutes on this video. Just wanted to share something real quick. So again, keep watching Bitcoin. I know oil's been doing great. This has turned out to be an amazing trade. So I'm still holding this through XLE, playing the oil market. Gold, I think gold's about ready to explode upward over the next 10 years. I know everybody's been talking about the cup and handle forever, but when you take a look at this thing, let me put this on a weekly here, get a better view. Crush this down. This looks like an amazing pattern right here. We're coiling. I think at some point soon we could break down if the whole stock market starts selling off as people are covering their positions. We'll have to see what happens. But I think we're going to turn into a shape like this. I don't know what it's going to look like at the top. If all, it depends on how much money's being printed, how much the market's panicking. We don't know what's going to happen with that yet. But I can tell the RSI is kind of bouncing around here in the middle. um, I think this thing's going to go up. You could see the time frame here. I mean, this is 2030. So I think if we're realistic, I think this is very, very fair to see. I mean, this could go much quicker. Just all depends on what's happening. What's going on with inflation? What's the Fed doing? I guess we'll find out. But you can follow me on Twitter. I'm still building that account. Right now I'm recording still through TradingView because it's easier. Posts on Twitter, posts to the YouTube. Eventually I'll be moving this all over to YouTube only. And I don't think I could upload that stuff. Maybe I'll share some links here on TradingView, as this is kind of my main place to go and play around with some of these charts. But anyway, follow me over there. I'm on Twitter the most. I do have a Facebook for Defying Finance, but I don't use it very often. It's mostly just for friends and people on my personal profile. I'm kind of building it up just because I don't know where this is all going to go. But anyway, follow me over there on Twitter. I'm always commenting on people's stuff. See you around.